Bull riding isn't just about holding on, it's about surviving the unexpected. 1 second you're steady, the next you're seeing sky, dirt, and horns, all at once.
Cajun Ranch, blast from Circle T Ranch. Oh boy, guys.
It's fast, it's violent, it's real.
It's going to be a lot of give and take.
These are the 10 moments that pushed every rider to the edge of survival. Let's start with Lachlan Richardson. The ride looked easy, until Fire Rock turned it into a crash landing. Fire Rock wasn't a top-ranked bull, not a record breaker, just steady, strong, manageable. Lachlan Richardson figured it'd be an easy draw, but bulls don't care about stats. 3 jumps in, Fire Rock exploded, a fierce, twisting buck that threw Richardson clean into the air.
Wow. Boy, look out, he is stunned and got slammed.
The impact when he hit the ground was rough, but what came next was worse. Before he could even get up, Fire Rock spun back and charged, head down, full force, slamming into his back and shoulder like a freight train.
So, who's out in the lead tonight? Who's winning tonight?
You could see the pain etched across his face. Somehow, he got up, walked out of the arena on his own. No hospital, no stretcher, just grit. But the message was clear: never take a bull's reputation lightly. Then came Michael Ostachek. Wanderlust launched him sky high and left him breathless. Michael Ostachek climbed onto Wanderlust expecting a solid, clean ride. Wanderlust wasn't known for wild behavior, more steady, predictable, the kind you could read until that day. The gate swung open and it came alive like a cannon blast.
Here we go, come on Mike, let's do it! Yeah!
1 second, Ostachek was balanced and focused. The next, he was rocketing upward, body stiff, eyes wide, completely helpless against the force beneath him. The bull kicked harder than anyone had seen before, so high, the whole arena went silent.
Here we go, come on Mike, let's do it!
The fall wasn't graceful, it was heavy, sudden, hard. Even the bullfighters looked stunned. When the bull finally moved off, he rolled to his side, clutching his ribs, trying to catch a breath that wouldn't come. Medics rushed in, helped him to his feet. Turns out, even the calmest bull can flip the switch when it wants to remind you who's boss. If you think one hit hurts, wait till you see Jesse Petri versus Magic Moves' double head slam. Magic Moves. The name sounds smooth, but the ride was nothing short of violent. Jesse Petri came out of the chute strong, holding tight, moving clean with the bull's rhythm. Then the bull jerked forward, and Petri's head smashed into its skull.
Boom! Boom! No.
Once, then again, 2 loud cracks that made the whole crowd wince. You could hear the bang bang on replay, the kind of sound that makes your stomach drop.
No, right? There's the first hit, then there's the second one.
I think the second one was a...
Petri's body went limp for a split second, then the bull flung him like a rag doll into the dirt. He lay there, stunned but somehow conscious, blinking through the haze. Even the other riders watching knew that hit rattled more than his helmet. It was a head-on collision with pure power. The dirt doesn't lie. Bulls crush, fling, and stomp until every breath hurts. And the next wrecks prove it all over again. One wreck after another, worse, wilder, harder to watch. Up next, Matt Triplett smashed into solid steel with full force. Hot iron. The name alone tells you, this bull doesn't play nice. Triplett had ridden him before. Thought he had the bull figured out, but bulls don't do repeats. 1 second, Triplett was in rhythm. The next, Hot Iron threw a sharp, mean twist mid-buck that caught him off guard.
Hot Iron, they've met before. This bull's a mean one. Not gonna have a chance to be. Hey!
His body snapped sideways, straight into a metal post. The impact rang out like a hammer on steel.
Mac, it went 2.09. This one, exactly the same, 2.06.
Well, you seen...
Everyone froze. The air went cold before Triplett hit the dirt. Crumpled, but alive. That crash wasn't just against the bull, it was against the arena itself. Sometimes, it's not the animal that breaks you, it's what you hit on the way down. Then there's Marco Eguchi. After Party cracked him down, hard and fast. Jack Daniels' After Party sounds like a good time, right? Well, not when the party is a 1-ton bull that sends you flying like a crash test dummy. The gate cracked open, and before anyone could blink, Marco Eguchi was already fighting to stay centered. The bull came out mean, kicked up with a violent jolt that could have launched a truck. That power launched him straight into a bullfighter. Wrong place, wrong time.
It's like this bull slings Marco Eguchi right at Frank Newsom, and it's like Frank.
The crowd roared, half in shock, half in awe. Eguchi hit hard and fast, landing on the dirt before he even knew what hit him. When he finally got to his feet, the pain hit. Shoulder wrecked, ribs bruised, every breath heavy. The whole wreck happened in a blink. 1 second of chaos that showed just how unpredictable these animals can be. Up next, Sean Willingham. He held on strong until one violent hit crushed him down. Modified Clyde wasn't just big, he was built like a wrecking ball. A few seconds in, Sean Willingham lost his grip, thrown off balance. The bull pitched up, and Sean flipped backward, neck first, into the dirt. A sickening thud.
Done yet. Got a great opportunity. Oh, no!
His body folded awkwardly, like it had no joints left. The crowd gasped. It looked bad, really bad. But before anyone could move, Willingham pushed himself up, shaky but determined. He knew better than to stay down. Modified Clyde had already turned, ready for another hit, so Sean ran.
Just talked about the broken neck, and how about that?
Not out of pride, but survival. Later, doctors said it was just a neck strain, but everyone knew it could have been far worse. The man got lucky. No breaks, no paralysis, just pain and grit. Think you've seen enough pain? Wait till you see Stormy Wing get knocked out cold. Cajun Blast, a name that fits the bull perfectly. Big, heavy, mean, an attitude that screams trouble. Stormy Wing drew him at the Winston-Salem Invitational. At first, the matchup looked solid. The bull came out of the chute, bucking hard but steady, and Stormy matched every move. Then, out of nowhere, Cajun threw a sharp, violent upward kick that changed everything.
Cajun Blast from Circle T Ranch. Oh boy, guys.
Wing's head smashed straight into the bull's skull. A brutal mid-air collision. That shut his lights out instantly. He dropped limp to the dirt before anyone could react.
And we take another look, J-Dub, at his ride going up against Cajun Blast. And
medics rushed in. Bullfighters dove between man and beast. Minutes felt like hours, until Stormy finally moved again. The diagnosis? Concussion. When asked later, he laughed it off. Said if his head hadn't hit the bulls, he'd have made the full 8 seconds. Then comes Kody Lostroh, slammed down by JD, then charged, horns first. JD wasn't a famous bull, no highlight reels, no big stats, just a 100% buck-off rate, and that should have been enough to raise every red flag. Kody Lostroh saw the number and still figured he could handle it. Confidence is good, but in bull riding, overconfidence can hurt. The ride started smooth, just a few spins, then JD snapped, a violent, twisting buck that tore Lostroh off balance. He flew hard, landed neck first, the kind of hit that locks up your whole body. Before he could even breathe, JD spun and charged, horns down, ready to finish the job.
Lostroh's not a guy that you see get back on the end of his arm, and I mean when he does, you talk about helicopter him out there. Now watch Jesse burn.
Lostroh scrambled to his feet, ran for his life, while bullfighters stepped in. Later, he said he'd been thrown before, but never attacked right after. That part rattled him most. Up next, Joao Ricardo Vieira. Airtime unleashed its raw fury. and sent him sky high. Airtime might sound like a nice nickname, but for Joao Ricardo Vieira, it turned out to be a one-way ticket to the sky. No fancy spins, no big twists, just raw, explosive power.
You want to see
The Bulls' bucks came quick and sharp, each one snapping like a whip. Vieira didn't stand a chance. In seconds, his legs were flailing mid-air, body twisting as if gravity had taken a lunch break. It wasn't just a fall, it was a launch.
I'm the baddest cat that there is. You can't buck a guy off any more spectacular.
When Vieira finally rolled over, pain was written all over his face, but he still tried to get up on his own. That's the bull rider in him. Every muscle ached, but he walked out under his own power. No victory, no points. Just a rough reminder that airtime doesn't play fair. Finally, Cody Nance. Walkoff turned one hit into total destruction. Walkoff didn't waste time. One hit, one wreck, one unforgettable mess. Cody Nance barely got out of the chute when the bull swung its head like a hammer, smashed straight into him. The impact, brutal.
Oh, he got hammered.
Look out.
His helmet might have softened the blow, but it didn't stop the flight. Nance went flying, low and fast, slamming into the arena signage with full force. For a second, he didn't move.
Back into the buck and shoots. Those guys are indeed a godsend. Look at this. Ouch. And he just...
Everyone waited for any sign of life. Then finally, he stirred. The relief was heavy. Later, Nance admitted, the fall hurt, but missing his chance hurt worse. He said every wreck teaches something, and this one would too. These weren't just wrecks, they were living nightmares. Which moment hit you hardest? Drop it below. And if you want more brutal rodeo stories straight from the arena floor, like, share, and subscribe, because the chaos never ends.